I need everybody watching to pay attention to the screen right now because more than 72% of you are not subscribed to this channel, and I have no idea why. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on mobile notifications so you never miss an upload. I upload weekly horse racing content. Hopefully you guys will join the community, and let's get started with the video.
YouTube, what's going on? Horse Racing Gamer here. Welcome back to Gallop Racer 3. It's been a minute. I've been wanting to play this game as I transition to recording the next set of videos from the PS2. Because remember, I have had some technical difficulties with my last few recordings, so I've had to get that situation figured out. And I've been busy, of course, my personal life, so that's the reason for the hiatus. We're getting back into it here. We only have 4 horses in this game. I think we're in year 5 or 6. I've honestly lost count at this point in this season mode, but we have 4 horses. We have 2 originals, For Courtney and Cosmo Gal. Now, we have a whole stack of fillies, actually, because I believe there's still a couple of horses that we were saving for breeding purposes. Let me verify that. Yeah, so we still have Indian Goose. Indian Goose, I think, was a long-distance horse that didn't do too bad. Won 3 times, raced 20 times. Considering what we thought the horse was going to be, we actually ended up having a decent running with him. So we're saving him, but we have a whole bunch of fillies now, and I think we're going to wait amongst these fillies to see who's going to be the best to breed with him. So Cosmo Gal started off with a rocket start here. Cosmo Gal is, I believe, from Cosmic Disco out of Cruel Power, if I'm getting those right. I believe Cosmic Disco was the I think Cosmic Disco and then Cruel Power, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, was Cosmic Disco, does anybody remember Cosmic Disco was, I'm literally like drawing blanks on the parents here, but regardless, she has started off with a bang, 2 wins already out of 4 starts. You can see her price. She's still not going to hit her peak until she's around 4.5 years old. She won the Filly Cup, our first G1, which seems like forever ago. She won 7 to 11 furlongs, and yeah, she is looking pretty good indeed. But yeah, she's out of Cruel Power from Cosmic Disco, and then our other original is For Courtney, who is out of Go for Cupid, or excuse me, from Go for Cupid out of Courtly Gem. So she is okay, 7 to 10 furlongs. She's kind of really just an average horse. No wins yet, but we're trying to work on that. Now, this is probably going to be her best year. Obviously, she's ran 15 times. She's won twice. I take that back if I said she hasn't won. So for Courtney, she's okay. And then I believe we acquired 2 new fillies. Forever Beat. I'm trying to look at what I acquired her for specifically. 5 races so far with her, no wins. I definitely wanted to save on costs. And statistically speaking, her speed and stamina are nothing impressive, but her star ratings for conditioning and temperament aren't too terrible. So she could be decent, but Super Army is a horse that we just acquired, and we're going to be giving a chance here with 3-year-old filly. Let's actually look at her in a little bit more details. I think I spent quite a bit of money because it's been taking me forever to win money, and I'm like, I need some grade 1 horses so I can enter those races and start to actually, you know, stack up a little bit, because it's hard for me to get over 60K when I would have to, you know, win a couple of races or place well in G2 or G3s, and then I'm paying half of that money back in just fees for my horses alone. So it wasn't really a winning strategy. And this is a Super Army. She's going to be at her peak this year, so we're only going to get really 1 good year with her. But I think, looking at her, I think I got her clearly for stamina. We're going to use her this year, and then we'll retire her as a 4-year-old and breed her with Indian Goose and see if we can get a really awesome distance horse, grade 1 distance horse. I do remember that was my plan. As far as Cosmo Gal and the others are concerned, like I said, For Courtney's kind of hit or miss. I don't think we're going to use her for breeding personally, because statistically speaking, she doesn't have anything too special. Cosmo Gal, on the other hand, definitely going to use her for breeding. She's, like I said, a solid horse, especially in the speed category. 89 speed rating overall on the turf as a 3-year-old, and like I said, she's still got another 1.5 to 2 years to develop. So things are looking up. Things are looking up for all the gals here, which is refreshing, because like I said, it's rare that I get a chance to play this game without dealing mostly with colts, you know. And I like to have the fillies. I don't get enough opportunities to race with them in this game. So let's get Forever Beat in a race now. Forever Beat runs 7 to 10 furlongs on the turf, and she definitely looks like an open horse to grade 3 at the least, and I don't think she's a grade 3 horse. So ideally I would want to look for an open. Like I said, turf is best for her. We're not getting a whole lot. We can run her in the second week of February, or fourth week of February, excuse me. So we'll do that for her. Cosmo Gal. Now, Cosmo Gal, on the other hand, 7 to 11 furlongs. And the Philly Cup, I believe, was 8. So I think 7 or 8 furlongs is probably her sweet spot. So we should probably try to keep her to that. See, there's no G1s anytime soon. So we can run her in a G3. There's no G2s either. So we'll run her in the first G3, God Mountain, as long as there's no handicap. It doesn't appear to be. So we got that going. Super Army's already set to go. Fourth week in February for Courtney. We gotta give her a little bit more time to recuperate. But yeah, head into it here and see what we can do. Appreciate you guys' love and support on the channel as always. Does mean a lot. So we got a field of 12 here, going 8 furlongs. And just give me a second here. And we are the favorite with Cosmo Gal, as we should be. She's really working her way up to being a grade 1 horse. So she is a heavy favorite in today's field. And I forgot what's her... okay, she wants to run towards the front. Got it. All right. It's been a minute. Like I said, I have not honestly played any Gallop Racer games. I think in almost a month. I've been so busy and preoccupied with things. Time is just... I can't believe it's already February. I mean, it's literally already February, which is absolutely crazy. Time has just flown by. Okay, not the greatest of starts, but we'll work with it. Try to get her to the front. And we do, and she seems to be pretty comfortable here, so this is pretty good. Now, she doesn't want to be absolutely in first, but I'll keep her right here. Yeah, she's in the blue right now. I'm going to move her over a little bit just because I don't know what the field is going to do. But this is really good. I like this positioning right here, so we should have a really good runoff. And for her, I don't really put... usually in my notes in my spreadsheet for certain horses I have where I should start their spurts, just so I remember, especially if I haven't played the game in a while, because every horse is different. You can't start every horse at the same time for their spurts. It literally all depends on the horses. We're still doing good. Now I'll put it under the whip. As we're still struggling here on the inside. This horse is not going away, but I think we just got enough with Cosmo Gal to pull away. Now I got to stay on the whip because we're getting challenged from the 5, but we're still going to just get that win. And that was a tough one. That was a tough one. And she did start to drop stamina. I don't even think it was a matter of her speed. She did start to gas out. So I potentially could have waited, but maybe if I waited too long, I actually would have lost that. Anyways, this is a good race to come back to, get her a G1 win. I am content with that. Some good stuff. So, or G3, excuse me, not G1, G3. Pace was mid, so we definitely can push that a little bit faster. But yeah, I'm not disappointed with that result at all. So we'll take it. I'll make sure to keep these videos longer. Like I said, I'm going to stick to doing videos once every 3 days. That works best for me right now on my schedule. So one video every 3 days, but I'll make sure to keep them quite lengthy. Even if I have to record, like, you know, say for instance 30 minutes in one session, and then I take a couple hour break, handle some business outside of recording, and then I can come back and record another 30-minute session. That way you guys can at least get an hour upload once I do these videos every 3 days. So that's kind of my goal. As I know you guys like the longer uploads, and since I'm not going to be uploading every day now, I need to make up for that in the video length, which is fine. Like I said, I may just have to record in parts. So for Courtney's finally ready to go, I don't really know what to do with her anymore because, like I said, she's such just an average, mediocre horse at best. Not going to use her for breeding. If anything, I probably should consider retiring her soon. Kind of disappointing because I remember Go for Cupid and Courtly Gem were both decent horses, so I expected her to be a little bit better, but yeah, she is not too good. 7 and 10 furlongs is her ideal. She can run in G1s, surprisingly, but she's obviously nowhere near that. 7 to 10 furlongs, look for something open. We'll take this one, and she'll have a handicap, so we can't do that. Are they saying she's better than that? What are they telling me? Is the game telling me she's really a G3? We'll try her in this G3. ever handicapped for an open race. She's only won twice. I mean, it's not terrible, but considering Cosmo Gal already is essentially 3 for 5 in her lifetime starts, 5 lifetime starts, already 3 wins, where Courtney is quite behind. But we'll see what we can do. But yeah, I've, like I said, been so busy. I haven't really kept up with horse racing in the real world at all. Like I said, I usually don't during these months, just because in North America, most tracks aren't running except for, the few in the warmer states. And then there's just not anything major happening for thoroughbred horse racing, I would say, in America after the Breeders' Cup. Between the Breeders' Cup and really the Kentucky Derby, which I think is returning to its May schedule, not a lot of big races happen, so it's kind of, a lot of people kind of drop out of paying attention or keeping up. So for Courtney here, in this G3, I mean, we're expected to finish potentially top 5 if I can run her right. I do have in my notes I need to start her spurt at 2.7, so that means I must have keyed in on that. But yeah, I usually start paying attention to horse racing again, at least in North America, thoroughbred racing wise, especially closer towards April. That's when my local track opens up as well. But yeah, I would say between kind of December and March, I really don't watch horse racing a whole lot. I'll tune into harness horse racing, and then obviously any horse racing, in different countries outside of America, because I know the schedules and the seasons are different. But yeah, in general, I really don't watch horse racing between, like I said, December and March. But before I know it, March and April will be here, and I'll be back at the track, my local track myself. And hopefully I'll get a chance to visit some other tracks in other states this year. It's kind of my goal. I know there's still restrictions with traveling and whatnot, but hopefully be able to get out to a couple newer tracks, some other parts of the country. So anyways, 2.7 is when I got to start her spurt, so we'll get her going now. And let's see what Courtney is able to do here. I'm going to wait to whip until we get on this straightaway, about 1.5 to go. And now we're going to get on the whip, and let's see if we can close this gap. Wow, so Courtney is actually showing a little bit of speed here. And we can just stay on the whip because that's Gallop Racer 3, and it looks like we may have just gotten up into 4th place. It's not bad. So on paper, she looks a lot worse than she actually runs, so that's close. The game may give me 5th place, but no, they actually gave me 4th. It's amazing. I think the photo finishes in this game are much more accurate than they are in 2004, because 2004 has robbed me of like 3 or 4 G1 wins off of photo finishes, but this game has been pretty spot on. It's not a bad finish, so I guess she's not a terrible horse. It's just statistically speaking, she doesn't look like anything impressive, but actually that ride was pretty smooth. And if she just had a little bit more speed, we could have gotten up there. So I'm not disappointed with that result from for Courtney. So Cosmo Gal is ready to go again, officially now at a 90 turf rating. Like I said, she's going to continue to get better because she's not even close to her peak. She's still got another year and a half before she is at her best. So I am excited to see what we can do with her. I would love to get her in a G1 here soon. And I mean, we can barely even get her in a G2. We can enter her in the Cherry Cup in April, and I'm going to save her for that. Top 4 go to the Golden Oaks, so I figure that'll be worth it. So we'll have her rest up until then, and then see if we can get her another G1 win. Everybody else is ready to go except for Courtney. And the Super Army will be making our debut with her this month, right now, actually, as well, and see what she's like. Know nothing about her, and I have to put her in my spreadsheet, so let me edit this. My spreadsheet is so unorganized. It's just all over the place. So this is Super Army, and only one of 3 fillies in this field of colts. So let's see what we're projected to finish. And she is the heavy favorite, which I'm pretty sure I spent a little bit of money on her. So that really shouldn't be too surprising. I already forgot what her range distances was, but I will fix that after this race. And she likes to take her time. It's a midfield runner towards the back, so that should be nice. And hopefully this pans out for us. So we'll see. So guys, just for Jennifer Long's on the turf. For the continuation of this video in the next 15 minutes, I thought that my mic wasn't recording the first 15 minutes you just watched. So in the next section of this video, I'm talking about my mic disconnecting and not recording my audio when it did. But when I can look at my microphone in my recording software, it shows, my volume levels. It didn't show me anything for when I was talking, so I was under the assumption that it wasn't working, but apparently it was. I literally have no idea what's going on with my technology, with my components lately. It has been the weirdest things not working when they should be, and then things working when I think they aren't. But regardless, there is still commentary for the remainder of this video. I just want to let you guys know that because I'll be talking about it. Don't know what happened, but there is commentary. Just I thought it wasn't working. Anyways, enjoy the remaining half. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I did a voiceover commentary with the first 15 minutes of this video because my mic just magically stopped working midway through the recording. This portion of the video should be done in real time. I can monitor my mic now. Again, it just cut off randomly. Technical difficulties I've been having recording videos on this channel have been quite obnoxious, to say the least. We're racing with Forever Beat, and this horse, like I said, not the greatest. We'll see what she can do. We should finish middle of the field. She's a little agitated. She's a little agitated, so we'll see. But yeah, my mic just randomly stopped working, so that's why I had to do the voiceover commentary for the first 15 or however long. I may have cut it and edited it much more smaller, and maybe it got reduced down to 5 or even 10 minutes. But regardless, I apologize for that. I much prefer to do this in real time. It's a lot easier, obviously, and it's, I think, more interactive, talking about things literally as they're happening. Granted, though, for certain people that do racing content, whether it's horse racing or automotive racing, gaming on YouTube, some people do the voiceover commentaries. In fact, I think that's kind of the main way that people record racing videos. They'll record their videos without commentary, and then they'll edit it and then do the voiceover commentary of whatever happened during the races. So kind of the way I'm doing things, I guess, is considered not exactly the most popular. Like I said, for horse racing, especially since I talk about so many things and what we're doing with the race, with our horses, our management, I think all of that is pretty important to talk about in real time. But not a bad. We're going to get up in the third place with Forever Beat. Like I said, it's not to say that I can't do the voiceovers. It's just, like I said, I would prefer not to. And I only did it this time because, like I said, my mic stopped working. But yeah, and granted, these videos are longer anyway, so I'm sure most people don't mind the in-between kind of short talk that I have in these more longer styled videos naturally. I think that's probably what people enjoy the most. At least that's what I do too. I kind of like seeing the in-depth stuff that people do when they're playing games and talking about the decisions that they're making, as opposed to sometimes the super edited, cut and carbon copy, whatever. I like to see people's decision-making process or thinking process. So, now looking at everything, Super Army, we did get our first win with her. I was talking about it when my mic cut out in the first portion of the video that I had to re-record with voice commentary. But I got her because I think we're going to breed her with Indian Goose. And I'm just going to show you guys right quick if I didn't put that in the first portion of the video. Indian Goose is our long distance horse we still got here, sire. He was okay. I mean, 20 recorded races, 3 wins. His stamina is really good for turf and dirt. He's our best distance horse we've ever had. So I'm hoping to use him with Super Army to get a really strong, hopefully G1 long distance horse, and we can enter some of those bigger G1s and hopefully get a couple wins there. So yeah, Super Army. Now her distance is 10 to 13 furlongs. Had to put that here in my spreadsheet because I did not get a chance to do so prior. Okay, yeah, so we got a race with Cosmo Gal coming up, which will be the Cherry Cup. But before then, we can get a couple more of these gals in a race. Where Courtney's ready to go. So for Courtney, 7 to 10 furlongs in the turf. Like I said, she's not terrible. Like I said, looking at her statistically, she seems a lot worse than what she actually is. She performs a lot better on the track, which is good. This goes to show you, don't always strictly look at the stats. Sometimes you just got to get a feel for the horse and see how things go. So Forever Beat's ready to go again. 6 races with her and no wins. I don't know what I got her for, because she's basically in her peak year. And I think the best she's probably done is 3rd. Now her star ratings, like I said, look good, right? But her actual race form it's not terrible. I mean, the last race we did with her wasn't bad. She had a nice little showing on the outside there with a little bit of speed, but nothing crazy. Anyways, try to get her into another race wherever we can. Stick to the opens. It's a lot better to try to place in the opens than trying to run these horses in higher competition races that they really can't handle, and then we don't even get any money for placing. That's just kind of a waste. So, especially in this game, you can get away with it a little bit more in the other Gallop Racer titles, but this one you really got to race your horses with the competition that they need to race with. If they're not G1, caliber, don't race them with G1 caliber horses. If they can only run in G3s, only race them in G3s. Like I said, the other Gallop Racer titles you can kind of get away with maybe moving a horse up, up in class and getting away with it, but it doesn't really work in this game. You will suffer for it, to say the least. Let's try a G3 with Super Army here, because we ran an open with her. So let's see how she does in Grade 3 competition. She should be able to run in Grade 1s for this distance. So, okay, I just want to make sure we're all good. So we got quite a bit. Let me save right quick. Again, hoping everything works out okay. I guess I will edit this in the morning, because usually what I do is I record in the evening, later at night, when I'm pretty much done with all my stuff and I don't expect to be bothered too much, and then I do my editing first thing in the morning before I get my day started with other stuff. So for Courtney here, not bad odds. Again, middle of the field, we can definitely place. We have a chance to win if we run our race right. It's really all it comes down to. If we can time the spurt right and have a nice little showing, we have a chance. Which I noticed she has some speed, and we just started our spurt a little bit late with her last time, and we almost got up there for the win. So if I start her spurt potentially a little bit earlier, we have a chance. If I can manage it well during the beginning of the race right now, in the middle stages, then we have a chance to close in for a win for Courtney. So should be good. We should be dropping her into blue triangle territory pretty soon here. She's still running in the green, but she doesn't want to be in last place, but she's in the blue right now. So she's comfortable. She's content with the pace. She's content with her positioning. So we should have a good chance here. Now I need to get a move a little bit on the outside. The 7 is not budging. They're kind of 4 wide up here. I don't know if the inside is going to free up, so I really got to be patient here and see what happens. And actually, the inside does free up. That rarely happens. It rarely happens in this game where I get a nice, easy trip for somewhere to free up. So we're going to bring it on in and see what Fort Courtney can do. She's got some speed, but it just takes her a minute to get going. Takes her a minute to get going, and she's going to place again, though. She's going to get a nice, I think, 4th place finish once again. I think that was about the best I could have really done with that situation. Obviously, if I got it started sooner, we probably could have gotten up there a little bit closer, maybe for a 2nd place finish. But we were further towards the back, and I was hesitating on whether or not that inside gap would have even freed up. And like I said, that rarely happens. That usually doesn't. That's why I always keep my horses typically to the outside, especially if we're in the back of the pack. But it actually freed up, so we got a nice little trip and another 4th place finish for Fort Courtney. So yeah, she races a lot better than she looks on paper. But again, we're losing so many points. We're losing 1,600 a week, and a lot of that is due to Cosmo Gal and Super Army. So like I said, whatever we win kind of gets wiped out. I mean, whatever we earn for placing essentially is getting wiped out. So Super Army, favorite again. Like I said, she's certainly a G1 caliber, long distance horse. So we'll continue to, work our way up with her and, to really see what her potential can be. 10 furlongs on the turf in her first G3, I believe. Let's see how she handles this. Not the greatest of starts, but again, it doesn't matter because she can settle in behind the pack. midfield. Like I said, I'm going to try to keep her a little bit closer to the front. I know the last time I raced her, we were really far towards the back, and we had to really make a strong run. But now we're going to keep her mid-pack. That way we don't have to work as much in the stretch to basically catch up. Sometimes I just kind of fall asleep. Like, I'm well aware of where my horses need to be, but I just kind of, you know, this game is so chill and relaxing. Sometimes I'm just kind of just nonchalant and not really paying attention. And I'm like, oh, you know, I need to get my horses up a little bit further. That's all it is. But I'm going to keep Super Army here. I think this is good. Make sure I don't bump horses accidentally because they do drift out on their own. But this is really good. Really good space. Get the wide opening here. And we're going to run her right now. Let's move her to the inside here. Oh, don't bump that horse, though. Now I'm going to put her on the whip. Still struggling. She is still struggling. Super Army is struggling. Furlong and a half to go. I notice she is tiring out. We're going to get third place. That's not a good finish. She definitely tires out. So she's the horse I really can't start my spurt with earlier. I actually have to start a little bit later with her because she does not have the stamina in the stretch like I would have liked. Granted, she's a long distance horse. I mean, she's not supposed to be some super fast lightning, you know, sprinter, but I've noticed that in the first race that we won with her, and I've noticed it again. So I'm gonna change this to maybe starting her at like 2.3 or 2.2 at least, because yeah, she definitely tires out. Cosmo Gal, she's a little bit anxious, obviously, for this race. I was kind of hesitant on. I was kind of worried it was gonna be a little bit long, but we're here. Yeah. Sorry guys, issues again. I'm noticing that the reason why my audio may be cutting, why I'm having mic issues, is because I have a USB extender, because I have so many different, you know, plugs and cords and USB components I need to hook up to my computer, and I just don't have enough USB slots, so I use an extender, and I'm noticing that my extender is disconnecting mid-recording, which is why I'm getting this issue, because I'm like, I can see my mic status, and I can see, you know, everything is working, and then all of a sudden it stops. But this goes to show you something's actually wrong with my extender, so I may need to order a new one, which I've had this one literally, I think, for like 4 years. Cosmo Gal, she's a favorite, so I'm going to see if I can record this, and then I'm not going to end the video here, but I'm going to probably end this session of the recording. Granted, though, I may actually use this just kind of as a return video to let people know where I'm at. So it may be a little shorter just to kind of update you guys. Because, like I said, the issues I've been having with recording, you know, it's dangerous to get into these long recording sessions, because if something happens where, like, my audio or my commentary doesn't work, then, again, it's not going to be a really enjoyable video. So it's the only reason why I'm right now at least keeping the video a little bit shorter, until I can for sure diagnose these issues and confirm that I've gotten them fixed, or I've gotten the new you know, the new components that I need. But I just noticed that my extender is disconnecting, and that's what's affecting everything else, because my mic is hooked up to my USB you know, extender, if you will. So that makes a lot of sense, because I'm just like, why is this thing disconnecting? So yeah, this will probably be the last race here, so I can get this stuff out and get this video out to you guys. Most importantly, like I said, I haven't uploaded in quite a bit of time. So, we're going to get her going now. And whipping does drop your horse's stamina a lot. So realistically, I need to get back to how I used to play this game. Don't whip until like 1.5, because regardless of what people say, it does take a lot out of the horse. And the only time I will go whipping crazy is like this, when I know we're getting to the wire, and I don't even know if we got that. That may be we may have gotten second place. We may have gotten a second place. Oh yeah, definitely second place. Wow, that's a bummer. Should have won that with Cosmo Gal, and we didn't. That's disappointing. Third place, actually. I thought we got second. Not even. It's 2 races we dropped. 2 races we dropped. Like I said, when I've started my spurts way sooner, I mean, we definitely don't win. We definitely don't win if I start my spurts sooner than I need to, because the horses gas out. It's such a delicate timing of starting right. When the horse still has a decent amount of stamina left. If I start too early, which I think is what's actually happening. And this is going to be our last race in this video. I'm going to use this as a test to confirm. Whipping, it takes a lot out of them. I know in this game you can whip virtually non-stop, but it fatigues the horses quicker. Anybody saying it doesn't is just completely lying. It definitely fatigues the horses quicker, so that's why I don't want to start whipping and start my spurt so soon, because it will tire them out. And the AI, they wait a little bit. In fact, the horses that usually end up coming up to challenge me at the line or win the race, they wait longer than I do. So that kind of should tell you I need to probably wait a little bit longer. You know what I mean? They wait a little bit longer before they get their spurts running. And granted, Forever Beat's supposed to be near the front, so this race is probably chalked, but I'm going to give it a shot anyways. They wait a lot longer. And I probably should be doing that, even on horses that are great. And as you can see, you see the difference. When you actually wait a little bit, you are able to pass these horses that get started a lot sooner. So that's really why I've been losing my races. And we end up getting into third place with Forever Beat. That was a terrible race, considering where I had her in the field, where she was supposed to be. The fact that we got up to third place just proves literally what I was talking about. Got to start your spurts a little bit later. Wait till the horses in front go, let them tire themselves out, and then me and the other horses that are probably going to be at the wire when all is said is done. That is when we'll see who ends up winning. I'm kind of disappointed with myself. I didn't do that with the other two horses. I started early because I'm going based off of these front runners, and like I said, 9 out of 10 times those horses are going to fatigue and drop back. Definitely, you see what happens there with starting a little bit later, waiting for half of the field to essentially tire themselves out. That automatically pretty much guarantees that we're going to finish close to the money, which in this game, 5th place or higher gets you points. So definitely a much better strategy, in fact. And I'm well aware some horses it takes them a while to get going. I understand that, but at the end of the day, I can always adjust. I'd rather catch some horses at the wire and continue to improve my spurt like that than to start too early and to constantly be losing races I shouldn't be losing. You know what I mean? If I know I'm catching horses at the wire, I can always manage that and adjust my spurt timing. But if I'm gassing out and my horses are fatiguing, it's the last thing I want. I don't want my horses winning the races like fatigued, barely crossing the finish line. I know it'll happen every blue moon, but I don't want to make a habit out of that. So that is going to do it for this return episode. Like I said, based off of my issues I'm having with my recording, I definitely need to get that fixed. So I wanted to keep this a little bit shorter. That way I didn't get too long into it and have serious mic issues or commentary complications like I had with the previous videos. But I appreciate you guys' love and support. And as always, like I said, videos once every 3 days. So whenever this video is uploaded, which will probably be February 4th, the next one should be uploaded on February 7th. So much love to you guys. Thank you for the support. Cannot say that enough. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, instagram.com/horse-racing-gamer. You can search Horse Racing Gamer on Instagram if you want to. I'm not on Twitter. I probably won't go back on Twitter. It's just too much of a hassle. Constantly getting locked out of my accounts.